Hey guys, welcome back to the trail. Man alive, it's been a while. If you've been following on any of my social media on Facebook, you'll know after my last walk at Crosby Beach, pretty much everything ground to a halt, and this is the first time I've been able to get back out. I will say more about it later. First of all, let's get this started. We are following, if you can see behind me here, the River Lune, and we're heading north on a 14-mile circular that's going to take us up the Lancashire Coastal Way. We're going to go into Lancaster itself, the city centre, and we're going to pick up the canal and follow it south out of Lancaster, hopefully seeing some beautiful parts of the city to come back round. We started in Conder Green, which I will put a thumbnail to another video here of a walk that we started in Conder Green and went south. That's that one if you want to check that out. So instead, today we're heading north, and as I said, we're following the River Lune. So yeah, really glad to be out. Much colder than I thought, so I'm kind of keeping my pace brisk to get some warmth in me. I might even get a brew going. I've got plenty to drink today. But yeah, it was just 7 degrees, but feels much colder today on this nice big long path. Yeah, let's crack on, and I'll fill you guys in. And just to say a big welcome and a thank you that even in my absence, the channel continued to grow. Plenty of new subscribers, fantastic. Thanks guys, welcome to the channel. And yeah, let's bash out a few miles. So here, rather unfortunately, there's this sort of lake on the other side of this wall, and it's part of the cottage here, and they've completely walled it off for themselves, and it has this massive wooden elephant structure in the garden. What a shame to just not let people in and have a look around. Yeah, very nice. Who loses a shoe? Well, we're currently standing just west of the sewage works. Don't ever say that I don't take you to glamorous locations. The River Lune running. Looks like it's coming back in at the minute. No expert on tides. So the short version of events is after my car broke down and I lost a suspension arm on the rear passenger side. That took a few months to repair, to get the finances together. That was after Crosby. That took us into the new year. And then after that I was kind of hit with a big financial crisis at home, which meant I had to really sit down, juggle the bills, do a lot more overtime, even sell some of my old camping gear that I don't use, which was a good thing to do anyway. Make sure someone's using it. And this really has been the time for me to get out and afford it without feeling that I'm taking money out of the family pot. I've said it numerous times and I will say it again for the guy. Big shout out to mum and dad, and very much dad, who bankrolled me through these entire months. He no hesitation stuck his hand in his pocket and helped out in a big way. He even kept trying to give me money to get out on the trail, and I couldn't, for just out of guilt. I couldn't do it when things needed that money at home, or maybe the fuel in my car needed to get me to work. So I'm out now because of him, and yeah, big thanks. I know he doesn't like me saying it, but big thanks to both mum and dad. Sterling examples of parenting, which I hope I've passed on to my son as well. Anyway, enough emotions. We're going to carry on northward, heading towards Lancaster. Yeah, great to be out, even though it's grey and gloomy. It's given dry weather all day. I did plan to go to Malham Cove, but that really does need some sunshine to properly enjoy it. So I'm quite happy to be in an urban area with bad weather. And I'll explain my genes later on. Well, we're 3.5 miles in, just slogging along this embankment on the official Lancashire Coastal Way. Quite a hard slog because the ground is firm, but there's a surface level of mud churned up by dog walkers, so you're kind of slipping and sliding a bit. Nothing too bad, but strenuous. So let me tell you about these bad boys. My issue with hiking pants at the minute has been the sheer cost. And the problem I have with paying a lot of money for pants, apart from the fact that I have no money, is they're so expensive and so easily damaged. And the pair that I'd normally wear, the grey with the black lycra patches, they were fantastic, but I knew when I bought them, because they were coming from China or Chinese made, that what Amazon tends to do is stock these for a limited run and then they vanish. And I didn't get, what I should have done was got 3 or 4 pairs and put them in storage and just brought them out as each pair died. But I didn't do that, and now they've gone, so I can't get them again. And anything nearby like that, like Revolution Race or what's the other one, begins with an M, Marmot, I don't care, whatever, Montaigne, don't know. You're talking nearly £100, and it's far too much to pay for pants, in my opinion, because they do prone to rip. And the last pair of them Chinese ones ripped on the crotch climbing a fence, so my own fault. So here I am in Sainsbury's and they're selling jogger jeans, and I'm an old man now, so I'm allowed to wear jogger jeans. It embarrasses my son every time I wear them, but the beauty of them is they're thin, they're very stretchy, and they're synthetic fibred, and they look like jeans. So I've worn them dog walking for quite a while. They've been very comfortable, and even now, 3.5 miles in, they're so comfortable. And at being less than £20 a pair, man, that's cheap. So if they do work, if I don't have any issues today, I might get some more on the way home, actually stock up on them. And I don't mind the look of them because I spend a lot of time in urban areas, not just outside in the wilds, so to speak. And so having something that looks a bit more like a fit-in will be quite cool. And I've always liked the idea of jeans. When you see these American films, totally fake, but when you see them hiking in jeans, it's quite cool. But actual jeans will rip your legs apart where the seams are. They're too coarse, they're too heavy, and if they get wet, they never dry out. So jogger jeans might be the future, might be. Watch this space. This peak here, that's Caton Moor, so all the way along there as well. That's the Bowland Fells again. Our old friend, we've been up all of them. Yeah, you can just see them from where we are. We're now 4.5 miles in. I do like the solar panels around here. I'm kind of looking for somewhere to sit and just have a brew. I don't know whether to just put my mat down, just sit by the water and just take 5 minutes. It's a bit breezy. All those benches, not one now. And again, if I carry on pushing that way, might not find anywhere else. No, I'm going to push on. Not quite ready yet. Yeah, so we're going to follow the River Lune as it curves round eastward into Lancaster. I'm going to follow that all the way till we meet the canal, and then we'll follow the canal south. So we will see some of Lancaster, but it'll probably be from the canal side, which means we'll probably pass the junction where we started one of my other walks. I think it was a Morecambe Ramble. Yeah, good stuff. I can't grumble at the view. So as I came further up the river and just rounded the bend, I realised that I realised that I'd done this part before on a Morecambe hike. If you find the video of that, I'll put the thumbnail here. And I remember Carlisle Bridge because I'm pretty sure it's that bridge where a young girl had killed herself. So we're going to follow that same route back as if I was going at the end of that walk to the car park. I think it was that way. And then that's where we'll pick up the canal. But for now, I'm going to have a brew, a slice of last night's pizza from Bible study. Enjoy the day. So I know what's coming up now from town centre from last time. And I'm looking forward to it. Should be nice again. once again, for reasons known only to Gary, he went to sleep, turned himself off. Still no idea why. I mentioned this in my video, field tested thumbnail here. But it's quite irritating, and it means, although I do check it regularly, it's a busy path, I keep checking. Although I check Gary regularly, he does keep catching me out between checks. But no idea why he does it, but it's a clean restart, picks up exactly where it turns back on, and you can see the gap in the route, but it carries on clocking the miles and the distance left and the route. But I've covered all that in the video if you want to go and have a look at that. But yeah, just goes to sleep on you like he's drunk. So we're heading along the river, familiar path, but we had a nice bit of city centre, and then here we are, the industrial areas. Not as pretty. This is the bridge that we began that Morecambe hike walk across. So that's actually the canal, and it carries on up, and we followed that all the way to Morecambe. And what we're going to do, get up onto there, and we're going to follow the canal south this time for quite a way. So about halfway through, half of it's going to be canal walk back to Conder Green. We haven't got a problem with that. We like a bit of canal walking. But yeah, quite an engineering feat that, to lift the entire canal above the River Lune. Well, finally got 5 minutes of peace and quiet. Canal path, obviously, Lune Canal, and runners, cyclists, dog walkers, one after the other. But I can see all the way down both ways. But rather unsettlingly, is that even a word? There's a bit over there with the remains of some blue police incident tape. Don't know what happened. So we're just a little bit along from where I parked for the Morecambe hike. This is now new canal territory I've not enjoyed yet. And we are over the halfway mark, about 8 miles. So far, the jogger jeans are a success. I always like to give things more than 10 miles though, so I'll let you know. Someone's crossing the golf course. Quite a heck of a golf course that. We've, as we were coming north, we passed the bottom end of Lancaster golf course, and we circled all the way around, and we're at the top. So quite a big course. Good brew today. No sachets. I brought actual granules. Man, can't speak today. Coffee granules with milk. So only a day hike. It's not going to go off. Yeah, a little bit tired today, a little bit achy. Surprisingly not more than I was last week when I was with Chris. Or CJ. But I think that's maybe because I was distracted by conversation. Good conversation. Always enjoy time with Chris. CJ. Yeah, I'm gonna have another slice of pizza. Just relax. The sun is out, unpredicted on the weather report, but I'm going to enjoy it. The coats are off. It's going to soak up some Vit D. Oh, absolutely beautiful. It's got really warm now. Classic British weather. So not much room for talking because obviously it's busy canal. Absolutely beautiful canal in Lancaster, which you'd expect as it runs through the city centre. You'd expect to spend some money and have some canal side housing. Absolutely beautiful. Bit of a sort of vignette of different areas. There was some poorer housing that backed onto the canal, and then obviously the richer flats nearer the centre. And it was the canal quarter, because everything's quartered now. Every city, the canal quarter, the Chinese quarter, the Indian quarter. I don't know how many quarters they think there are in a city. So we've got about 4.2 miles left. And it looks like we're going to come in at just over 15. Beautiful, beautiful. Hope it's like this all the way to the end. Whew. Because I haven't seen you in so long, you haven't been following what I've been reading. So at the moment, I've got 2 books on the go. This one. This is Josephus, the Jewish War, and it's his account of the fall of Jerusalem in 70 AD, written as an eyewitness. Actually, a fantastic account, over 2,000 years old. Nice empty stretch of canal this. And then I've also got this one, God at Work. That's all about the Christian in the workplace. So yeah, those 2 I'm reading at the moment. Started a bit of a competition against my brother, or with my brother. Read about 75 books this year. That should be easy. I think I'm already on about 15 or 16. And that's just from when we started, maybe a few months ago. Not quite the beginning of the year. So yeah, getting plenty of reading done. I'm back writing as well. I do have 15 titles, I think, out there on Amazon. A couple of which are under a pseudonym, which I'm not telling you about. So you can follow on Facebook or whatnot if you'd like to know more, if you do a bit of reading and you combine that with your outdoorsy stuff. Mostly fiction. And yeah, I'm not big into self-promotion or pushing product or anything. I don't make any money from these sales of these books. I'm just an independent writer. But if you might get some enjoyment out of them, mission accomplished. So yeah, go to Facebook, Pilgrim Hiker, and you can get more details there. Just what a beautiful end to the walk. We've got about 3 miles left. As you can see, gorgeous. Nice and warm and sunny. Yeah, gonna have a break at the next opportune point. Just have that last brew, push on to the end. So this is all wild garlic, and you know it's wild garlic if you just get it. Hold it to your nose. Absolutely beautiful smell. I love garlic. It's a wild plant just growing here. I mean, and the smell of it. Absolutely beautiful to smell. That's the first bench I've seen. I'm kind of glad to be finishing the walk on this piece of canal. Simply because it's empty and it's peaceful compared to most of the rest of the walk. And I'm not going to lie, my feet are quite sore. Just, you know, foot weary, foot sore. Not blistered or anything, but I'm putting it down to the fact that I haven't got siege to distract me. Usually when you're walking on your own, you do tend to notice the pain a bit more because you're not as distracted by conversation. By the by, nothing new. Glad I've got my stick wherever it's gone. That's a regular member now. Yeah, 2 big cisterns here, don't know what they do. And the sun has gone in. What a shame. So I'm having the last of my coffee. And as you saw, just coffee, instant coffee with a sort of vacuum flask with milk in, and I just put a couple of ice cubes in the milk in the morning, and that just keeps it nice and cold and fresh for the rest of the day. Vacuum flasks are pretty good at that, and usually enough coffee grounds for 3. Instant coffee, not coffee grounds. Look at me, I've forgotten how to talk to the camera. Yeah, just about 3 miles left. Feels like it's been 3 miles left for quite a while. No one has come down here. No one. I do want to say as well, a big shout out to all the people who messaged me on Facebook. Yeah, thanks guys. One encouragement to have people who are watching the videos and following the photographs that I post on Facebook. Just asking how I was and why I'd not posted. And I know one of you just give me a new route to try, a Dam Busters challenge, and yeah, really nice to have people get in touch and just check in on me. That's fantastic. Thanks guys, do appreciate it. And I've been watching what you've been doing because you guys have been out hiking, taking pictures, so that's encouraged me as well. Encouraged. Yeah, glad to be out now. Really looking forward to summer. Already in March, looking at April, so fantastic. God willing, we'll be getting out a lot more. If I have to go hungry, so be it. So we say goodbye to the canal. That's a familiar bit, and so's this. Very familiar bit of trail from previous hikes, mainly the Conder Green one. So it's quite strange. This trail has managed to join 2 different routes together. Covered this big stretch of land south of Conder Green, north of Conder Green, and then parts of Lancaster moving towards Morecambe. So these 3 loops have overlapped at the top and the bottom. So that's quite cool. So this is very familiar. We've got about just over 1.5 miles left to the car. so this should be nice, easy going. And I remember, there we are, in this big field. Okay, it's there. Well, I'm sure I've done this one with Tim, my lads. Don't know. Oh, a bit boggy. So home stretch, back to Conder Green, back to the car. I think today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my mother, who had the privilege of spawning me. And happy Mother's Day to my wife as well, who's the mother of 2. Yeah. So I'll go and see them on the way home. Fight at Sainsbury's to get some more of these most excellent pants. They really have done quite well today. Bit muddy, but really comfortable and no chaffage. Yeah, right, we'll put you down while I navigate this bog. Nice bit of wind whipping up. It's quite cooling. So the last time I came this way, or at least both times I came this way, this farmer was dealing mainly in cows, and these fields were full, and they all congregated around the stile. I basically had to take a massive detour just to avoid them. But today they are breeding sheep, and it's lambing season. So they've all got cute little lambs. So no problems, less than a mile left, and we're going to be going straight through, no detours. Well, what can I say, guys? Back at the car. I'm a little bit, let me just scoot over. Here's the stats. You've not seen him for a while. Here he is, drunk friend Gary. He managed to shut himself down, have a quick little nap twice today. Here he is, boosh. There's the stats, just over 15 miles in total. So what starts when I'm in the planning phase and I'm on the OS Maps app, I'll get a rough idea of the mileage, which was coming out at 14. Well, that is literally pinpointing as near as I can on the map to reality, but once you get out there and the GPS is recorded, obviously here and there you're adding extra mileage on, just because you're not following a big thick incline in reality. So that's why normally there's an extra mile or two, and it also includes times when I've detoured off to come back, or done a film, recorded a segment, come back, things like that. So yeah, 15 miles. I'm going to admit I kind of felt it towards the end, but then with that last brew I took some paracetamol, which I usually do, some ibuprofen, and I got a second wind. It's mainly just as I'm getting older, it's joint pain, and so having some pain relief just gives me a bit of a boost. So finished strong, and this beautiful sunshine was not predicted whatsoever. I made total use of that. I'm obviously having a t-shirt. Brilliant. So funny starting. We're so cold this morning, 7 degrees. I've got 12 now on the clock, and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So nice bit of mileage. Probably won't be a very long video, as you can already tell. There wasn't much to see. We started here in Conder Green, we headed north, long stretch of the Lancashire Coastal Path into Lancaster. Then we got to Carlisle Bridge, recognised the overlap, followed that path into Lancaster itself, which we didn't get to see the real heart of Lancaster. I'd have to divert off to go into the high streets and things like that, but still beautiful. But very quickly, once you start to move out of Lancaster onto its eastern side, well, maybe more central eastern. We never left Lancaster in that sense. As soon as we picked up the canal, you saw a little bit of industrialisation, which had kind of eroded the local area and made it a little bit dingy, which you expect in any city. And then from there we followed the canal south. We got a vignette of different types of houses. We had rich, wealthy, these narrow 3-storey houses. Even in the city we saw really nice student accommodation for the university. And we saw some poverty-stricken houses, some dingy gardens, and that's just a broad view of what people in Lancaster are living like. Some of it was encouraging, some of it was a bit disheartening. Not to labour that point. So yeah, we followed the canal all the way south. Long slog, but we got out of the busy area. We had that nice big stretch, empty, all to ourselves. I think I met only one family with push bikes, and then 2 people right at the end walking the dog. And then we overlapped with the Conder Green route to come back, and here we are. But the worst thing of all, the killer, absolute killer, I nearly cried. Brace yourself. We passed the Stork pub just coming back to the car, literally 0.2, 0.3 of a mile. All I could smell was fish and chips. I wanted fish and chips bad. Oh, rich smells, rich aromas, and yeah, nearly broke me. What a fantastic day. Absolute right choice to make given the weather. But we got blessed right at the end with plenty of sunshine. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't do Malham Cove. I'm saving that. It's supposed to be really nice. Saving that for some really good weather. Right, guys, I've got a mum who needs to be reminded how grateful I am. So I'm going to nip home. I'm going to get some stretchy pants. These were 100% success, these stretchy jeans. I'm going to get some more of them. I'm going to get a gift for my mum. I'm going to go see mum, and then I'm going to chill out for the rest of the night with my wife. And I've got 2 glorious days off, Monday, Tuesday, in which case I'm going to edit this video, and I'm also going to do some writing. Really excited for the next book. Said before, I'm not into self-promotion. I find that God, if he wants people to watch this video, they find their way there, and we're constantly growing. So that's great. Right, enough rambling. Guys, I've been longing to say this for the last few months, and here we are. I will see you next time back on the trail.